In this video, we're going to go through the different types of compound and how to identify them. Basically, there are two types of compounds, which are ionic and covalent compound. Ionic compound is formed from the attraction between cation and anion. Cations are positively charged ions, whereas anions are negatively charged ions. These two types of ions attract one another and they form a neutral compound, which is called ionic compound. The cation present in ionic compound could come from metal ion that donates its electron to become positively charged, or a positively charged polyatomic ion like ammonium, NH4+. The anion, on the other hand, could come from a non-metal accepting electron to become a negatively charged ion, or any polyatomic ion that is negatively charged. Some examples of ionic compound are NaF, sodium fluoride, which is formed between a metal and polyatomic ion, NH4Cl, which is ammonium chloride that came from ammonium, which is a polyatomic cation, and chlorine, which is a non-metal ion, and FeSO4, which forms from metal ion and polyatomic ion. Covalent compound is sometimes referred to as molecular compound. Basically, covalent compound involves sharing of electrons between atoms, and these atoms are non-metals. Some examples of covalent compound are CH4, which is carbon tetrachloride, N2O4, which is dinitrogen tetroxide, and HCl, which is hydrochloric acid. Covalent compounds also include acid, which are mostly compounds that starts with a formula hydrogen, like HCl for example. So if you look closely at the name of ionic and covalent compounds, you'll notice that there are some differences. A major difference in their name is that prefixes like mono, di, tri, tetra, it's used when naming covalent compounds, whereas those prefixes are not used when naming ionic compound. Therefore, the ability to identify the type of compound is very important, especially when you need to name them. We can ask a few questions to easily classify the type of compound. If the compound contains metal or ammonium ion like NH4+, then it's an ionic compound. Otherwise, it's a covalent compound. Then we look at the formula of that covalent compound. If it starts with hydrogen, chances are high that it's going to be an acid, so you need to name it as an acid. Otherwise, it's just a regular covalent compound that is not an acid. Let's try to classify these compounds. Starting with K3PO4, if you look at the formula, K is potassium and potassium is a metal. So that means K3PO4 is an ionic compound. As for H2CO3, all the three elements in H2CO3 are nonmetals. Hydrogen, carbon, and oxygen are nonmetals. Therefore, they are not ionic, they are therefore covalent. And since in the formula it starts with H, that makes it an acid. As for SF6, both S and F are non-metal, so it's definitely covalent. And because it doesn't start with hydrogen, therefore it's just a regular binary covalent compound, non-acid. Hope you find this flowchart useful. If you're interested in naming and writing the formula for ionic and covalent compounds, do keep an eye out for the upcoming videos. There are going to be videos on how to name and write ionic compounds, acids, and binary covalent compounds. Thanks for watching all the way till the end. Do subscribe, like, and share this video if you find it helpful. It'll help the channel grow, and I'll really appreciate it.